In this session, I want to talk about how coaching can help with behavior change, because very often when someone comes into coaching, there's a behavior they want shifting, be it procrastinating, be it managing anger, managing emotions, dealing with, shall we say, eating disorder, drinking too much, whatever it happens to be. And to do this, the way I work in that space is I'm really working on shifting their focus, their belief system, their physiology, their emotional state, because the more of that stuff we can unlock, the more we are able to shift it and move it over to another place. I looked at it like this. Imagine a chair on the ground. A chair's got 4 legs that lock it into where it is. If you can unbalance that and get it onto one leg, the chair will just shift around so easily. And so we've got to unlock the stuff that's locking that behavior into place. So some of the specific things I'll do in coaching, and I mentioned this once before, I often go and use this model, which is from a psychotherapist called Bateson. And this idea that there are many aspects that define our behavior. There is our identity, who we see ourselves to be, very often given to us by our parents, our grandparents, our school, our environment, our culture, whatever. The I am this, you are not that. And then underneath that, the second most are our beliefs and our values. Who we believe, we are, what we see to be how we will get rewarded for and how we stay safe. And what we value. Values are literally just a very simple, statement of what we believe to be important. And then we have capabilities. What are our sort of DNA enhanced fundamental abilities? And as you see, that's fairly low down. And then behaviors, we'll talk more about this, about about how we live in patterns of behavior and how we can unlock that. And the environment. So each one of these give us an opportunity to unlock behavior. Identity. If we can work on understanding what the identity is, we get an opportunity to shape that and change that. And if you change the identity, you change the behavior. If we can explore what are the beliefs, particularly the limiting beliefs, or the value systems that stops them doing certain things, or makes them do other things, that becomes a really important stage that, again, once we shift some of that, we can shift behavior. Capabilities, we can obviously work to a degree on that. We can do skills training and that stuff. So that's an area we can obviously work on. And behavior, because we live in these unconscious patterns, it's really exploring what are the triggers, what makes us do what we do, and then what are our thought process, what's the meaning which therefore makes us do the behaviors and the results we get out of that, so we can unlock that stuff. An environment, we can look what is in the environment that helps us be at our best, and what in the environment puts us at our worst, and make sure we actually create an environmental space that really enhances rather than limits us. And obviously, once we've got identified the old behavior, we can start to scratch away the old behavior, and the new behavior, we need to basically, enhance it, anchor that new behavior in. And that takes time. And so that's why there's very often the case of we've got to keep going back, keep reinforcing it to make sure we get that behavior change. It can take somewhere between 3 months to a year to enforce a behavior change. So you've got to stick at it.